guys, welcome back to Pharaoh Iron and Customs. This is going to be FebUdaily for February the 3rd, I believe. So what I'm doing is, we talked about doing louvers in the tailgate, and I want to make a louver tool. So before we jump into this, because I know there's going to be comments about, oh, Michael, we don't have a mill. Guys, I use a mill because I have a mill. You do not have to have a mill to do this. You can do this with a angle grinder and some ingenuity. Okay, so guys, way back at the beginning of my channel, way back when I first started doing my channel, I made a louver tool to make 2 louvers in the bottom splash pan on my shoebox. And this is what I did. I took a piece of hardwood, I cut out the shape of the louver, I cut a piece of steel. I cut all that out with, I cut it with a cut-off wheel and filed it. And then this is what I used to shape it with. All you got to do is, and like I said, that video is on the channel. You do not have to have a mill to do this. You do not have to have anything fancy to make louvers. Now, the more time you put in it, the better the louvers are going to look. And this is the reason why I'm using the mill. So I have spent a good amount of time this afternoon. And guys, the mill is cold because, we got like 6 to 8 inches of snow overnight. And it is cold in here. You can probably see my breath. So what we're going to do is, and this is not necessary, I'm going to face off this face first. So I'll have me a good parallel starting point. We are just barely kissing this. I've got the 6-speed set on 1115. Okay guys, I'll show you where I'm at with things. I didn't actually have that in high gear, so I switched it over in high and got a little bit better finish right here, which is nice. So what I have done, we're making 3-inch louvers. I am using, the depth of the louver needs to be 3/4 of an inch. I'm using an annular cutter. I brought it right up to the edge of the block. To go in, we're going to have to go backwards on the dial. I've zeroed out the dial, so we're going to go, we need to go in 750 thousandths. That's 3/4 of an inch. So one turn, oops, I went the wrong, no, I went the right way. So that's 200 thousandths, 400 thousandths, 600 thousandths, and we'll go 100. We'll be halfway around, and then we're going to go to 50. And we're going to lock ourselves down. All right. So that's going to put us at a 3/4 inch depth of cut. Again, you do not need a mill for this. You can mark all of this out. You can use a big Sharpie for die chem if you don't have die chem. Take a 1-inch. Okay, I didn't mention this. The edges on a louver are supposed to be a 1/2 inch radius. That's the reason why we're using a 1-inch cutter. So you can use a 1-inch round, something that's 1 inch round. Mark off your ends on both ends. Like I said, use Sharpie for die chem if you don't have die chem. And just connect the lines and cut it out with the grinder. That's all there is to it. This is 1/2 inch thick metal we're using. And I've got the speed down to 135 on the spindle speed. All right. Got to stop our machine and get the slug out. This dial is going in the right direction. So one turn is 200. I'm going to pass it. That's 400. Let's see, 600, 800, 1 inch, 120, 140, 160, 180, and that should be 2 inches. And we wanted to do a 3 inch on the outside. The reason why I went 2 inches was because it's 2 inches from center of the hole to center of the hole. I'm not going to bore you with drilling that hole. We'll come back and we're doing something else. Guys, I turned the mill down a little bit. It was a little faster than I wanted it to be. I'm sure it was probably okay on the speed. Like I said, this hasn't not got to be perfect by any means. It's just got to get done. The better you do it, the better it's going to look. If you take your time with a grinder, you can do this with a grinder. It just takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. You know, the cool thing about snow and getting metal hot is, long as it's mild still, you can just cool it off in the snow. We got kind of an angle, but that's going to work. The next thing we need to do is make an upper die. It needs to be 3/4. I roughly cut out this block of steel. So what we're going to do, I made a handle, and we're just going to weld it on there and start shaping it. Okay, guys, so my little tool here, it's going to need some refinement. It is getting very chilly. We're going to try this out. We're not going to get to the tailgate to doing punching the louvers, but we are going to test this out. So what I've done is I cut out a piece of steel. I cut 3-inch slits in it. And what you'll want to do when you cut your slits is drill a hole in at 3 inches so you'll know where to stop the cutoff wheel. The louver down. That way we can find the edge of our louver tool. This is a little more work than using a louver press. So let's go. Right over my die. There we go. We may have to do something a little different. We are definitely going to have to do something a little different. We need a piece that is hot garbage. It is 18 gauge, so it is thick steel. Okay, that's looking better. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let's punch another one. The second one's not bad. My problem is I'm not lining up like I'm supposed to though. I'm not terribly mad at it, guys. I think it does okay. We're getting a little, we need to take a little more off of the ends, and I want it to be flatter here. So I need to make a 1/4 inch slug to go in that piece of 1/2 inch to stop this. Anyway, I'll see y'all in the next one. I hope y'all are having a great February, guys. It is freezing cold. Y'all stay safe out there. Stay warm, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.